When you don't see worship as the number of songs or hymns you do on a Sunday, but your life's attitude and your life's work. My name is Jason Thomas Aylward. I am an assistant professor here at Southeastern University and the new director of bands and orchestra. The reason that I enjoy music is because I enjoy relationships with people. I feel like that's where you leave your mark in the world, and that is what you leave past when you're gone. So the people who really affected me were my teachers, and I want to positively affect those who I am teaching and working with as a professional musician and as an educator. I want to do everything I can to prepare students for the multifaceted world of professional music, whether they're going to be purely performers or whether they're going into education or production. It's a different world than what I grew up in. Really, I just like to teach what's in front of me and how to be successful at being a musician, no matter what your job is as a musician at the moment. SEU offers a unique perspective of the modern musician, one that is no longer just in classical or in commercial or in jazz, but something that truly gives opportunities to learn and grow and further oneself in all three, which is what is needed and expected today in modern music and modern professional music worlds and circles. You need to be a multifaceted musician, and SEU is poised to pick up the baton to teach such a diverse field of music. When I'm not listening to classical music, I really enjoy Americana. One of my own personal projects is I've recently come across a pedal steel guitar, and so I'm somewhat of a guitar player myself, and so I've given this project to myself to become more adept at playing the pedal steel, which if you don't know, is the kind of sad, lonesome, whining instrument of all of country music, but it can be very noble and serene as well. So that's my project ahead of me. I always felt bad when I was young that I never had some grand conversion story, or I never had, people would come up for their testimony and it was something involving some awesome story about I was, involved in drugs or XYZ, and then I got out of that. And mine was, I grew up in a Christian home, and then, I was taught my faith from a young age, and then later, in a boring way, I made it my own. And so that is my story, but God doesn't need my story to be interesting. My story is one of further and further learning what it means to live a sanctified life, which for me means giving more and more over to God, emptying yourself and allowing God to fill up who you are and who He has plans for you to be. I see the work that I do as a craftsman would, somebody who studies carpentry or somebody who's an electrician. I do my work as best as I can to the glory of the one who gave me the ability to do this work. My witness is, do I do what I do well, and point to the one who gave me the ability to do that. The best opportunities I've had as a student and as a musician came from just doing, in a respectful way, but doing, and then perhaps, not asking for the permission to take charge of my own career and education. So don't be afraid to ask for advice of people who know more than you. I'm certainly not the most experienced composer, and so I ask colleagues who know more than I do, whether it's how do I present this musical idea, or how do I find somebody to help me publish X, Y, Z as I moved around the country and need people to help me with that. So I would say the first step and the most important step is just start getting together that body of work, and then you can present it to somebody else and say, can you help me further this? Can you help me get this to the next step?